Hello and welcome to another video, and this time, instead of recording my videos with the Xbox Game Bar record feature, I'm actually using OBS, which is something that has a decent reputation instead of being a vague feature in a random Microsoft program. So I figured that in order to test it out, I'd just play a little bit of War Thunder, which, if you didn't know, it's this primarily World War II vehicle combat game. So right now I'm going to be in a tank battle, and I use German tanks because, German tanks are just so cool. And I will now hop into battle. And usually with the basic arcade battles, you don't have to wait long for another game to start. Sometimes if you're in a bit of a more niche area, you'll have to wait several minutes. But in arcade battle, oh, and there we go. So it will now load, and I am not good at commentary. So right here there's a map of the map. So there are 3 objectives we need to capture, and just waiting for everything to load in. So I have my 4 tanks right here. This is definitely my best tank. It is the Panzer Kampfwagen for Ausf F2, and these were actually in World War II like the mainstay of the German tank armies, because like a lot of the times you'll hear about the Tiger tanks and the Panther tanks, but those were both rare and actually fairly unreliable, and most of the tanks would be Panzer 4s, and sometimes you'd even see Panzer 3s in the late era of the war. So I have this shorter barreled Panzer 4, a Panzer 3 right here, and I just forgot what I was going to say about it. Then the Stug 3, which it's based off of the same platform as the Panzer 3, but it's a tank destroyer. And I have now spawned in my bear tank. And so people are already capturing objectives. I spent too much time talking. Let's drive in. One of the things I really like about this game is that the train, it looks really nice, and the way that you affect the train, like, you can see where I've driven over the train, because it'll leave an indentation in the ground, and that'll happen with other things as well, such as if a bomb goes off, there'll be a crater left there. And even the buildings are destructible, all of which is pretty impressive. And surprisingly, this game is free, so it does not cost any money, and it is very fun. It's very frequently updated, so there's almost always new content. Now I'm starting to realize it sounds like I was sponsored to make this video. I promise I was not sponsored. Let's see, so okay, that's the machine gun button. There's someone down there. Got him! That was a lucky hit. Ricochet. That's basically a A&M destroyer. So that tank was... Okay, I don't think it's the one that killed me, but the one that I was shooting at, it was a variant of my tank, but it had external plates, which they didn't do much for kinetic-based rounds, but for explosive rounds, which would detonate. It'd make it detonate farther away from the vehicle, similar to grills you might see on modern tanks. It's basically to make it so if it detonates farther away from your vehicle, then the less damage it will do to your vehicle. And we are losing right now, so that is not good. So, the Panzer III, a lot of people refer to as like the workhorse of the German army, because it was very reliable. When it was originally made, it was one of the best tanks in the world, and it didn't, saying it held up doesn't really work, but it was useful for anti-infantry purposes towards the end of the war. And there's also a interesting, to say the least, aerial combat mechanic inside of the... Oh, I was in an Italian plane, no wonder I got shot down. Inside of the tank battles, which I think is neat. And still, the graphics are really impressive for it being a free free game. And there are more... Oh, I shot him down with my machine gun. I am doing surprisingly well this round. I'm calling a couple artillery strikes. And I just lost track of what I'm saying again. I'm not good at YouTube. I am not good at this. Russian plane. Shouldn't be too bad. And if you hold the fire on your machine guns for too long, then they'll jam, which makes sense. And there's also, ammunition. Because otherwise, you just be making a bunch of click noises with a metal barrel. What are you doing all the way over here? And I'm out of ammo. Now, this is in the arcade mode, which is the easiest mode. There is also a realistic mode in which you have to land on an airfield in order to repair and to refill your ammo or bombs. But I like this one because this is just a bit more fun, and it's a lot easier to find games. Oh, there's an M4 right there. It's right out of sight. Also, for it being made by a Russian game developer, this game has very little Russian bias as far as the tanks, which is something that you usually don't. Which usually you see quite a bit of Russian bias in games like this, but on this one, I missed him. And well, I did take down 2 airplanes, so I'd say that that's a pretty good achievement for one tank. And now I'm getting into... So I do have the backup of it, but those are limited, so I'm not going to use one right now. So I'll use my Panzer IV F1, which is not as good because as a shorter barrel and just overall, just not quite as good. I think the only benefit it has is it's a bit faster, but that's because it's also more lightly armored and it has a smaller gun, so overall, not necessarily worth it because it is meant to be a medium tank, so if you want it to be light and fast, then that would be what a light tank would be for. Or a cavalry fighting vehicle, I think that's what they're called. And take down a Spitfire. Come on. Yeah, I'm not gonna go get him. Or what? Nice. Out of reach. Can I shoot him down with... That'd be so cool if I was able to shoot him down with a tank shell. Okay, that one just gonna miss by a long shot. Anyways, back to what I'm actually supposed to be doing. Not doing too shabby on the leaderboard. Yeah, hip firing in a tank is bad, and I'm dead again. So, I'm currently number 6 on the team, not bad. Oh, that's what squad you're in. Yeah, I forgot what those were for. So, the game is over. I ended up in 6th place. My team failed, but I did get an upgrade for my Panzer IV F2. So there are 3 different main resources, I guess you'd say. So there is research, which you use to upgrade and unlock things. There are silver lions, which you use to pay for like vehicle repairs or like buying the upgrades. Then there's the golden eagles, which that's for like free life money. You can get like custom skins or other stuff like that. I've not gotten any of these. I just got from like chests that I won for challenges. Let's go with fire protection, because if a fire breaks out in your tank and you can't put it out, you're as good as dead, because it will pretty soon spread to your ammunition and then you're just gone. And there are 3 different types of there are 3 different types of combat and 4 different types of vehicles. So there is aviation, which that will include both airplanes and helicopters. I've not been able to unlock any helicopters yet. There's army, which is like tanks and other ground vehicles. Then there's fleet, which is boats. And I don't have the slightest clue how to be good at this game mode. So for tanks, my best country to play as is definitely Germany, but for aviation, it is actually Sweden. So I will show you the aviation battles. And with aviation battles, they are somewhat less popular, so it does take a little bit longer to get a game mode. A game, I mean. But I didn't think this far ahead. But oh, there it is. Save by the end of the waiting. So with these, there are quite a few different game modes, and with this one, essentially, we are trying to get more points than the other team, which you get by shooting down enemy planes or destroying enemy vehicles on the ground. And in this game mode, since it's arcade, the enemy ground vehicles are NPCs. So I will start out in a bomber, so that way I can... Wait, oh, this isn't the game mode I was thinking it was. With this one, there's still the points mechanism, but you also get some from destroying enemy bases. Why is it showing that place marker on the bottom of the screen? I've never had that before.
Attention to the map.
That's weird. I have never seen that before. So I'm gonna overcharge my engines, I guess. I'm not 100% sure what you call it when you throttle them up past their normal capacity, but you can't have them be at that much power for too long, because otherwise they'll overheat and you won't be able to throttle them that high for a little while. So now I'm going to dive down and use this, like, I guess would this be a medium bomber? We'll use this medium bomber as a dive bomber. And since I have a lot of very light bombs, I will just drop them absolutely everywhere. And now we'll pull up and see if we manage to actually get anything. Ah! We blew up one. And now there is someone behind us. Okay, seriously, why is it not showing that thing on the bottom? It's actually kind of in the way. Alright, where is he? Okay, this is not good. This is not good. What? Airplane? Oh, he's got a bow fighter. Okay, those are cool. The three best British airplanes of World War II were the Mosquito, the bow fighter, and the Spitfire. I might be wrong on the Mosquito, but I'm pretty sure it was a British plane. And I bombed again. Oh, crap. That's... drop the bomb so I can turn faster. And I was taken out. But I took out an enemy airplane, which means that I'm 1 for 1 on that. And I took out a couple enemy fortifications. So... that's good. Now I'm going to be hopping into a fighter plane to try and... okay, sir, why is this on my screen? That is so weird. I've never had that happen before. I have played this game so many times, and then the one time I actually got to record it to post on YouTube, this happens. I cannot believe it. Well, let's go. He's diving in to attack the ground installations, yet little does he know, I am really getting annoyed by this thing that's on my screen. Let's see, let's chase him down. Is that Spitfire literally parked? Wait, no, he's just going really slow. So, in the simulator game modes, you'll be... okay, that was really fast. You'll be stuck to first person, which makes sense because, you know, it's a simulator. But I like to be in third person, not because it's easier, which it is, but because I like seeing more of what's going on, just as, like, if you're watching a movie. And I got destroyed again. That's fun.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
I'll get my actual dive bomber, which, judging as how I've been using airplanes, I'll probably just end up using this like a heavy bomber. And this thing has one large bomb as opposed to like the 20 small bombs that my previous bomber had. That guy is so slow. How are you in the air, sir? How are you still in the air? What are you doing? That's not right. There's something not right about something flying, but being that slow. I hear a dive siren. There must be a Stuka nearby. I do not see a Stuka. Or, as a matter of fact, anything nearby aside from that, but no dive siren. Like it's going so slow that no dive siren would be able to make any noise from it. Do a barrel roll and go down and do this backwards, I guess. This is such a realistic game with realistic things. And why did the... okay. What just happened? Alright. Let's Just annihilate that pillbox. Sending in an entire dive bomber for a single machine gun nest. And I was taken down again. I am getting really annoyed of this thing on my screen. So this is my last airplane left, and then once I die with it, then I will be out of the game since I am out of vehicles to fight with, but you know, this time I'm gonna go first person just to show that I can. I'm going to embarrass myself so much by doing this. Here we go! You can also release aerobatic smoke by pressing L, I think is the default key. And in settings you can change the color for that. I like this purpley blue. I am a big fan of the color blue. I'm in first place. Not bad. Not bad. And I will get you. And I'm being shot at. And I can't see a thing because of this thing covering up my screen. Overload, 15 Gs. I'm fine. I am not fine anymore. Of course, it was a Hawker Hurricane. I don't know why I said of course to that. Well, I did okay in a tank battle, and I did pretty good in a air battle, although that game is not nearly over yet, so can't tell for sure. But yep, this is War Thunder. I have a account in it, and yeah, I will see all of you later. Bye.